Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kathy. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about people pleasing. I know a lot of us can relate to that, and I wanted to just dive a little bit deeper into how do you break free from people pleasing. First and foremost, we have to recognize that at the central core of this issue are probably some feelings and beliefs and identities of being less than, being unworthy in some way, and maybe feeling as though we don't deserve to be able to speak up for our own needs and make choices that serve us even when other people are getting irritated with that or are used to us going with the flow and now are not so happy with us because we're starting to draw new boundaries and we're beginning to advocate for ourselves a little bit more. One of the basic needs of any human is to be loved. And unfortunately, when we are children and approval or a form of love is not given to us unless we behave a certain way. That's the quickest, most sure way to receive the love we're seeking is to be a pleaser, be a people pleaser, go with the flow, not make any waves. In order to break free from that pattern, I think we have to start dissecting how we see ourselves. Oftentimes we feel just not good enough in general. And I think if we did some work on that little piece, knowing that you are a beautiful creation of God, worthy of love no matter what, your body knows how to heal and always is striving to do it. The universe has your back and is always conspiring for you. Those basic truths can help be our guides to helping us modify any of these identities or beliefs that maybe we have unconsciously. Honestly, most of us are going through life with unconscious thoughts leading the way. I have heard some statistics like most of us are only conscious 5% of the time. That means 95% of the time we are running on autopilot, on programming that has been running for years and years. It's important to just note this because as we're making a change, we're becoming a new version of ourselves, we're going to need to update some of that programming. Our identities are the single most driving force that will control our actions and our path moving forward. So we have to start there and begin tweaking those identities. So we have established that you are wonderful, beautiful, perfect creation of God and you are worthy of love. So now we have to set about putting that into action. That means when you're going to make a new decision, a choice that, let's pretend you're very tired and your significant other wants to go out and go to a party or go to a social event and you just really, really need to rest, but you feel hesitant to speak up because you don't want to upset the apple cart and disappoint your significant other. Oftentimes, if we can just say, all right, I am loving myself first because I am worthy of love. And honestly, the kind of love other than God's love that we crave the most and that will do the most to further our journeys is self-love. So if you can start framing your choices by, is this a form of self-love? I am worthy of love. So if I am ignoring my needs or doing things that are not benefiting me in the long run, then I need to take a look at that and start modifying some of that stuff. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? These are barometers we always have to kind of keep in the top of our minds so that we can stay on track. It's so easy to get blown off track. Look, a lot of stuff comes at us all day long and we kind of get worn down by the end of the day. And I get that. But that's why it's super important to start your day knowing what your intention is. What is my intention today? Am I going to show up and be the best version of myself? Am I going to focus on my healing and proceed through my day with that as the guiding force? As we begin to learn to draw boundaries to protect our interests, no one else is going to do that. You know, you can say to someone, okay, guys, I'm on a healing journey. I'm on a mission. I'm going to heal my voice, or I'm going to heal my nervous system, or I'm going to heal my insomnia or my chronic fatigue. Whatever symptom it is that you're dealing with, making that your priority to reclaim your health, reclaim your voice is very important to state it very clearly to yourself and to others. But just because you tell them once doesn't mean that those other people are going to automatically say, oh, I get it, you can't come out tonight because you're too tired and you need to spend time healing. We all know that getting extra rest helps our bodies rejuvenate, but somehow we don't often give ourselves extra rest unless we are just so sick that we can't get out of bed. I want to encourage you to think of this healing that you're doing right now as the time where you are listening to the whispers of your body telling you you're too tired to go out. And instead of pushing through to please someone else, to save face, whatever reason, not disappoint anyone, you instead just say, look, I hope you will understand, and I'm sorry if you're disappointed, but right now I am focused on healing myself, so I need to take a rain check on tonight. I know it doesn't feel good because all of these old fears are going to come up for you. Your primordial brain is going to be screaming at you. If you stop pleasing people and going with the flow with them, then they won't like you anymore. They won't accept you. They won't love you. And this is where we have to start intervening with what normally has taken place over the years to our new way of being and our new way of thinking. Just because you make someone maybe not so happy with your new decision does not mean that they will stop loving you. When we begin to retrain our brain that even though right now it feels uncomfortable because I'm saying no to something that I know someone else would like for me to do, I am still worthy of love. I am still that perfect creation of God. And I am actually doing God's bidding right now when I'm saying no, because He wants me to be healthy, happy, and abundant. He wants me to have the best life I can have here. And in order to do that, we have to start making some tough choices and set the stage for the healing to happen. We have to begin nourishing our bodies in a new way. We have to take out the inflammatory foods that feed the viruses and learn how to bring the inflammation down. We have to feed our body plenty of building blocks to rebuild all of the damaged nerves and damaged cells so that they can begin functioning once again. We have to learn to prioritize our peace and our calm. And sometimes when we're expecting ourselves to do too much, it's impossible to stay calm. We're using adrenaline to push through, and we're not truly listening to our bodies at any given moment. So it's also important to start learning more about these healing modalities. We're going to have to do some studying. I highly recommend reading Cleanse to Heal, a medical medium book. I love the book Becoming Supernatural from Joe Dispenza. There's a ton of great information out there that can start teaching you how to nourish yourself properly, detoxify the toxins out, and rewire your brain and learn how to regulate your nervous system. That's what it's going to take to heal any sort of chronic illness that you've had for a while, especially if it's a neurological issue. As we are beginning to learn all of this, we need to use all of our extra energy for this purpose. So all of the silly little things that can go on the back burner for now, as we're learning how to become new versions of ourselves, need to do that. So in order to do that, sometimes we're going to have to be the bad guy, so to speak, and not be the people pleaser and stand our ground when we know we need to go home and rest, or when we know that we can't go out to eat at that Mexican restaurant that has no healthy choices, or whatever it is. We have to be willing to just listen to our own needs for once. I know it feels very uncomfortable. I know we're not used to doing that. And it feels a little bit wobbly, and it feels like you're in no man's land, because if you used to gauge your day on the happiness of everybody around you, then this is going to feel a little bit wonky. When we do this, when we gauge our feelings of happiness and fulfillment by the reactions of the people around us, we are basically giving our power away to them. We are hanging our hat on however they're reacting in their lives, regardless of what's going on. They could be having a bad day, which has nothing to do with you, but somehow we make it our responsibility to try and make them happy or improve their situation at the expense of our own sometimes. And these are the little moments where we have to learn, decision by decision, to begin prioritizing our own healing, our own vision of the life and the health and the happiness that we want to achieve. It's so important just to make the 1% change every day. It doesn't have to be a major thing. It can be the first day you make a change and you say, I'm gonna just listen to myself. Yay, you did it once. You've proven you can do it. So this is a fantastic way to start on your healing journey, learning to break free from the habit of people pleasing is such an important step forward, because it lays the groundwork for all the other choices and decisions that you will make along the way. I hope you guys got something good out of this video. Check out the previous video I did on why we become people pleasers to begin with, and start paying attention to why you're doing certain things, and when you're saying yes, when you really want to say no, and maybe practice saying no and saying yes to yourself. I love you guys. I will see you again in the next video. Bye.